Obviously disappointing tonight, disappointing season, and I do want us the ones who've played their last game of eligibility in college football. We had some special young men in that group, and I hate to see them hurt and not go out on a higher note. Obviously, last week at Jordan Hare was fun for them and good for them, but certainly these Iron Bowl experiences are special, and hate to see them hurting the way they are currently. And I just want them to know and hope that they can understand that what they went through and how they handled adversity and the disappointments was a testimony to their character and how they continue to fight, and to what they showed this young group of kids we have of how to handle things when they don't go your way. And they were very special to us in that regard, and the way they continue to fight. So, again, disappointing to end the season like we did. And, a lot to build on for sure with those young guys, and hopefully the class that we can sign next week. But nonetheless, the hurt is still there. Yeah. Could have been a different game for sure. If you put those in the end zone when we had the opportunity 3 times in the first half, I believe. We had Dre open, just missed him on one of those, and regret calling the tempo play on 3rd and 1. Wish I'd have slowed it down. There was enough time, and still could have held my timeout and got us into something that was probably better, like the 2-point play that we hit later on. But I think the difference in the game is their 3rd down conversions. I think one time they were like, 8 of 11 or something. I don't know what it ended up, and then I think the difference in the game was their ability to stay on the field on 3rd down, and us not being able to score touchdowns in the red zone. Yeah. Yeah, the calling plays is always a combination, but yeah, I called the tempo play. And trick play, obviously we didn't coach it well enough. There's a post safety there. You don't throw that, you throw the screen back to Peyton. And I think it would have had a shot to have a pretty big play, but obviously we didn't coach Jarquez well enough on that. Yeah, I mean it wore on us. I think the last 2 weeks, and we were so thin. We're thin, and you could tell we looked gassed at times, and you knew how good Milroe was and what he can do with his feet and his arm, and we just it just multiplies things when you can't. And some of them were 3rd and longs, and you can't get off the field. Fatigue and it wears on you, and obviously it limits the possessions that we have with opportunities too. Yep. I hadn't got the report, but that we were already very thin at that spot, and hurt for sure losing him. Yeah. Yeah, very frustrating. That's what will set in your stomach, that we didn't score in the opportunities that we had. And a few calls here and there, the trick play, the 3rd and 1 tempo, all of those you second guess yourself all the time on things like that, because if we could have made that 28-21 there, we'd love to have seen what would have happened. Certainly not saying it would have won the game, but it would have made it interesting for sure. Well, we're going to try to sign the top best high school class we can first next Wednesday, and then it's very hard to answer that because, as you have no idea even what your roster is going to look like a week from now. So it's kind of difficult to answer. But the first priority is let's get this signing class in next Wednesday, and then we'll go from there on what's next.
Hey, Hugh, it wasn't the best way to end the season, but what was your favorite moment from the whole season as a whole?
Well, it'd have to. I mean, the relationships first that grew throughout the season, but the favorite is obviously the seniors' last game in Jordan-Hare. Seeing the joy that they had from that experience was pretty special. I'm anxious to see the film because it wasn't. I mean, they played a seventh guy pretty close, but I'm gonna have to watch the film. They either won in some one-on-ones or some double teams, but they did a really nice job up front for sure.
And you mentioned recruiting, a big day for the future of the program on Wednesday. How are you feeling about it? I know you had one guy that opted to go to another school, but how are you feeling about that?
It's hard to say. I mean, you feel optimistic about everything we've done, but how in the heck do you really know in today's times? And we just got to work to the end. And the good thing is, as he mentioned earlier, there's a portal that opens too if you don't get all the ones that you wanted. I've said I want to try to build through high school, and I can't even keep up with it, anymore. I'm kind of off the social media world, and if somebody don't tell me something, it's hard for me to even keep up. But I feel pretty good about most of our relationships. But again, you never really know.
We'll finish up with 3 points.
Coach, what do you take these last stretch of games here from your team, and how confident are you in what this program's going to win this football game?
Well, that's the goal, and we feel better. I think we're improving with a lot of young kids that are very talented. Again, you got to go recruit. And, I've said it before that some of the teams we're playing in this in particular game, they've had top 5 recruiting classes a lot of straight years. We've had one top 10 class, and hopefully we're getting ready to have a second. And nobody wants to really hear that. I mean, I know it's true, but at the same time, we had chances to win games with who we are, and that's the frustrating part for everyone, me included.
We'll finish with Jason and then Wes.
Frustrating, kind of the word that sums up this season. This is another one of those games that kind of like you guys have had.
Yeah, I would say humbling, frustrating, some of those words, but yet, I'm big on not getting your identity from a scoreboard. And I want our players to understand that because that they get talked about, and I sign up for it. But man, that's I hope I just don't think 20 years from now they're going to think about necessarily the wins and losses that we had. And I know that's not the world we live in. And, you guys get paid to cover us, and you get paid to write the good, the bad, and everything in between. But ultimately, I hope that they become true Auburn men in life, first and foremost. And I know that lessons like we learned this year can help with that because life's not fair sometimes, and it hits you hard. And we've had some experiences with that. But, yeah, you can say it's humbling, frustrating.
We'll finish with Wes.
We saw Brian return, reunite with the team this
Yeah.
week. Can you talk about that moment and what it meant to have him here today?
Yeah, it was kind of a surprise to the team. I talked to his mom a week or so ago, and she asked what I thought about it. Obviously, we welcomed him as long as they felt okay about it, and it was a joy to have him, to see him walking. Last time I saw him, that was a really, really challenge for him. So that's a victory in his life for sure. It was good to have him with us.
Thank you.
Yep.